Alright everyone, I'm gonna be playing a league with Punching Titi. That's the Punching Fire Thing in the Ice control deck that I've been playing for a while, mostly in paper. This is the list I will be playing today. Actually I played the league before this one and I was recording it, but due to a Magic Online crash I only got like 1.5 games before I had to stop the recording. So I added Bedlam Reveler again, and the second Jace over the deck Faden, over one of the two deck Fadens. I am trying out a main deck Flusterstorm, and I replaced also a Punishing Fire with a Sudden Shock. Especially against Mother of Runes in Death and Texts, and it's also uncounterable against Mentor and Delver of Secrets. And I'm also playing an Engineered Explosives main deck. I cut the number of Pyroblasts to 2 in the sideboard, and I added Kozilek's Return again, because I need, it would either be Pyroclasm against Elves, which would be good against Elves and against Young Pyromancer, but Kozilek's Return is instant speed and it's colorless, meaning it's also better against Death and Taxes and especially Mother of Runes. Another card I'm trying out in the sideboard is Vapor Snag. I'm trying out the Vapor Snag over the. Yeah, I'm gonna join the league while I'm talking. So I'm trying out the Vapor Snag over the second Submerge, because often you want to bounce a Gurmak Angler, or if you're playing against a Reanimator deck or something like Submerge. Your opponent doesn't always have forests. This hand is keepable. It's very weak against combo, but this bolts their turn 1 creature, and then we have other stuff to follow up as well. Oh, I'm on the play. I feel like there is no reason not to fetch around Stifle here. It's not really relevant, because the hand is not very weak to Stifle. Ooh, Manaless Dredge. I think I have to start bouncing creatures as soon as possible against them. But pre-board I don't stand much of a chance. Unless if they really break. Let's see, what does this do? Oh, funny, it draws them cards and dredges them more. That should be okay. I have to remember Ichorid is a horror, because Thing in the Ice bounces only non-horror creatures. And once I made a really big play mistake based on that. They do play Dredgeland and the Bloodcast. That's interesting. And oh, they do have Cable Therapy, but they're not going to use it yet. Here I'm not entirely sure what the best play is. They're going to dredge 5 more, or they're going to dredge 2 and return Bloodcast. And they're going to get Ichorid. So it might be safer to keep open Counterspell and Bolt in case they are in case they want a Flashback Dread Return, if they dredge into the Dread Return. And they're dredging Stinkweed Imp, and they do have the Dread Return. So that means I have to kill something as soon as they are getting a third creature in play. So that's I most likely have to kill the Narcomoeba, because the Ichorid will kill itself. Or it even gets killed here, and it will return. So killing the Narcomoeba I might even fire off the counter spell just to get an extra trigger here. Like, you never know if they're gonna name counter spell or something. And of course, I keep it to flashback Dread Return, but I also like to get me some counters. So, Flusterstorm is good because they're never going to be able to pay for anything. I think I want to gain them alive here because I want to keep open Volcanic Island in case I dread like a deck Faden draws into a Lightning Bolt. And I have the choice of between Flusterstorm and Bolt. Discard Island. Probably also Volcanic Island. So they're getting back an Ichorid, and they can return a Bloodcast if they need to. So that means that I may need to find another removal spell to keep them off the third creature. They're dredging Stinkweed Imp. Okay, it's good for me because at least they won't be getting the Bloodcast this turn yet. Here I'm also gonna Flusterstorm anything they play, like even if it's a therapy. I just want to be getting my thing in the ice, flipping. Okay, I didn't see display. That's potentially going to be really problematic. Although fortunately it's a creature that dies to Bolt. Oh, they got a bridge from below. Okay. Well, if I flip thing in the ice, nothing is lost yet. Discard, let's see. If I discard P-Fire and the land, I can fetch, I can return P-Fire and... yeah, I can discard P-Fire and an island. And I have enough mana to play both a second thing in the ice. And punish them. Because the River Kelpie is going to be bounced anyway, so... so there is no reason in dealing damage to their creatures. But yeah, the bridge from below is going to be annoying here. Definitely. Oh yeah, he can get it back into the graveyard with his Phantasmagorium, like after I bounce it. And they have two bridges from below, so if they have a sacrifice outlet... oh, you have a land again. Okay, so it's definitely not Manaless Dredge, because they have... they'd probably have 8 lands, like Dried Arbor and Dekmar Salvage. This is both a land for Bloodcast and, like the Dried Arbor, they can sacrifice it to Cabal Therapy or Dread Return. Come on, opponent, do something. I have no idea what they're waiting for. Whatever. I hope this doesn't mean that Magic Online is broken again. At least nobody is mentioning a problem right now. Yeah, it's really annoying because like his time is running out. Potentially I'm actually disconnected. And then, oh yeah, his time just jumped. Yeah, so probably it was like a hiccup on his place. Like he may be timing out officially, but my time may be running depending on who. That's problematic. Like I've had it happen once that my opponent's time went to 0 and then I lost because Magic Online thought I was disconnected, but my client on my computer thought my opponent's time was running instead of mine. Okay, we need to find 3 spells to cast because I don't think we can beat this army. Or we need to find engineered explosives. And I need to remind myself to let my opponent start the game, even if I lose. Okay, oh, it has persist. That's really nasty. So it will give him extra triggers by animating Dried Arbor. And then he will get extra triggers from the bloodcasts. Okay. That's actually pretty cool though. Like I don't like I don't like that it's happening to me. But yeah, he's gonna be drawing a lot of cards. Using them to dredge, and hopefully he will have milled his own deck. If he dredges a bit too often, but probably he's just gonna find another dread return for something that kills me. Like a Zealot, which is called Flamekin Zealot or something. And yeah, if he forgets to kill me, I may just like deck him, like if he dredges here. Oh no, he's one card. He has one card too many in his deck. Like if he had only 2 more cards, I would... Oh wait, he still has a River Kelpie trigger. So that means, yeah, now I can activate Deck Faden and make him kill himself. Unless if he has a reanimatable win condition right now. It doesn't look like it. I have no clue why they're doing this. Like, seems kind of risky. I think they would have beaten me if they didn't dredge the last 3 cards, and they would still like be very much ahead on board. Maybe they didn't realize this can chemotherapy targeting himself. Oh yeah, maybe he has a way to give everything haste in his hand. No, he does not. He does have Flayer of the Hatebound. I think if he returned it earlier, he could have killed me, because these would have gotten haste, and like all the other creatures would have dealt damage through the Flayer of the Hatebound. Or does he still have 2 Dread returns? I'm not sure. Oh, there is still 1 Dread return. Okay, this is kind of confusing. Oh yeah, he already used 3 Dread returns. And he concedes. That's interesting. I want Cosmic's Return and Explosives to kill some zombies. I may want Flusterstorm. Like Vapor Snag could be okay, like just to kill a creature. Like bouncing an Arcomoeba or something is almost the same as killing it. I definitely want a bunch of Surgicals. Spell Snare does nothing. May cut 1 land, because they don't play Wasteland as such. Thing in the Ice seems solid, though Counterspell, I don't want too many of them. I think Punishing Fire is a little bit too slow against this kind of deck. And like Faden and Chase are probably okay as ones of. Oh yeah, I definitely don't want to be clicking my opponent, because he will get extra dredge triggers. So this seems like, I'm not sure about Bedlam Reveler either, but it's a nice late game top deck. Oh yeah, I almost forgot, I almost would have clicked yes if I was the one to start, but my opponent is. So I have to remember, if I lose this one, I have to let my opponent start. He never made a 5-0 with this deck. I think I have to mulligan this. Like, it has Surgical, so that's basically a Time Walk. But apart from that, I may never draw blue mana. Okay, this is exactly the same but better. So I'm gonna keep that. I don't think I need Force of Will against this deck, but I'm still gonna draw it, because I want to preordain, so I might as well get the Force of Will as well. Okay, so my opponent will be discarding Stinkweed Imp. I have to fetch first to get rid of the second Grove. And then I probably want to be preordaining. Flusterstorm does nothing here, and neither does Volcanic. And we do another one. So I do not want to give my opponent a draw step to dredge, so I think I need to Surgical here. think I'm just gonna brainstorm randomly, because I need to dig deeper in my deck. I'm gonna do it in their upkeep, because maybe they wanted to cycle something. Like, this really dies to us, to like the cycling guy, if he cycles in response. So he has bridge, therapy. Our opponent only had one dredger, so that's really unfortunate. Oh, Phantasmagorian. Sure. Here I'm not yet gonna brainstorm, because they can only discard non-dredgers. Although if he draws one, he can use it as a discard outlet, but whatever. I think next turn I have to brainstorm though. Actually, he can actually discard the bridges and therapy, and then play Right Arbor and get a bunch of tokens. Yeah, I think that's actually a good play. Like, maybe not good enough if we find engineered explosives, but other than that. So, Icorid Bridge and Therapy. He responds. Oh, he did find a dredge card. Sure. So he has Phantasmagorian, and two more Dryad Arbors in his hand. Okay. He plays a Dryad, he's gonna flashback the therapy. Or not. Like, I can kill this, but he will get tokens, so that doesn't seem like a great move. Return Force of Will. Yeah, return Force of Will, Growth of the Burn Willows. Oh yeah, of course he can stack the Icorid to make some zombies as well. I have a feeling like if my opponent wins, it's gonna be because my hand did nothing after my initial good start. I'm gonna be drawing the Force of Will, which does nothing either, and then I think I'll just lose to this to his value game. Like if I find Punishing Fire, I could be fine, but I boarded one out, which may be wrong. That's not the worst. Don't want the island, probably not the Force of Will either. So at least now I can spell pierce something random like therapy, just for the counters. Okay. I need to kill my own creature before I start killing his. But I'm not sure if I can afford to. Only if I'm getting Thing in the Ice up to like one counter. I can actually just bounce them, that seems better. Yeah, like I have to be careful not to give him too many triggers by using Punishing Fire. So I want to get as many sorceries into the graveyard, I mean into my hand. I think if I return Punishing Fire, I have enough to flip. So I'm curious what the best timing would be to surgical his bridge. Probably in his draw step, because he can't do anything else with his graveyard. Then I can also punish some stuff in his although I am missing out on 7 damage here. Yeah, I think maybe I should just have attacked. Okay. Does not matter. Opponent thinks we won the game. Yeah, I think I may just have surgical, then bolt, and attack, and he probably would have been dead as well. I mean, bolt Punishing Fire, and like his board would be wiped, and we could probably swing in 2 turns for the win. Yeah, we did need double surgical for to win this game. And we found a new opponent. Let's see. Okay. Thanks. I won. Yes, I want to start. And yes, I want to keep. Sure, a force and a fetch seem good against any kind of deck you could be playing against. And the click is also kind of nice. That's right, sure. I think it's more important to use my mana in his turn and then untap than it is to draw the click against a fair deck. I have another fetch land, so I don't think I want to throw away a brainstorm over this. But if I do brainstorm into the click, dig one card deeper, and I can potentially force the stifle anyway. So yeah, I think I don't know if my reasoning made any sense at all even. I think I can do without a without clicking this matchup. And if it did not fight over the stifle, probably the bolt will resolve as well. And this way I can just Snapcaster Ponder myself out of this situation. The situation being that of course I don't have any interaction except for removal. Ooh, these seem good. I'm gonna leave Chase on top, like Chase's last one I mean, because I don't think I wanna cast my Chase next turn yet. Like I probably want to bolt first, so I'm gonna preordain, leave the Chase again, say from discard spells or something, and probably bolt their creature. It's also more likely to play around top decked days this way. Because maybe the preordain will get me a 5th land. Oh yeah, like a card like Wasteland also makes it a better choice to leave the Chase second from the top. Because I did not want to draw the Force of Will, I had to draw the Chase because I couldn't bottom one and leave the other one second from the top. Maybe in front of all these wastelands, I would have preferred to scry the Chase to the bottom as well. Gurmag Angler incoming. Okay. Here I'm probably going to block and then bolt it, if my opponent allows me. My opponent does not want me to do that, for obvious reasons. So I will have to draw a land and hope my opponent has not yet found a counter. But I feel it's very likely that by now he should have found some disruption. So my chances are not too high. Yeah, Gurmak Angler is one of the more problematic cards for this deck. Normally, like, we play 21 lands and a lot of cantrips, so I'm not generally afraid of a wasteland. Okay. Like, I don't think we'll resolve this chase here, but it's like my only out anyway. Yeah, sure. We do want snag. We're gonna leave one engineered explosives, like against Deathrite and Delver, but I'm not sure if they're like which version they're on. So I may not want both yet. Like if I see Young Pyromancer next turn, and next game I want that one as well. Hydroblast seems okay, Flusterstorm seems okay. I think on the play 2 Force of Will is enough. My counterspell's a bit slow. I think this is not Deck Faden's best matchup either. And I'm not sure what I usually boarded out here. Like, I didn't see any stifles, so maybe I'm happy with just one Flusterstorm. But I need both chases against stuff like Angler. Maybe Thing in the Ice is a bit slow against them sometimes. So you need to tap out and then they remove it anyway, right before it flips. So I'm gonna try it like that. And it has something. Like, it's not the greatest hand, it's not the worst. I think I can afford to Pyroblast this on my own turn, or end of turn. Like, with Pyroblast now I may run into a Stifle. But I have Pyroblast in my own turn. With like of my Volcanic Island, I can't Snapcaster Pyroblast in case they draw two names. So I think I have to try now. Okay, they do have the Stifle. Fair enough. At least they're tapped out now, so I wanna get a volcanic off of my fetch land now. And because of True Name, I think I'm gonna wait with killing the Delver one turn. Revealing a bolt, sure. In taking 3 damage extra is kind of risky against Delver, so we may lose to my decision there, but I think here it's safe to just Pyroblast the Delver, because they're not going to do anything else this turn that I want to, that I care about. I mean, I may want to draw step click them next turn because they can play both Angler and... Okay, they're actually like to take out Angler out of their hand, but won't matter. So my opponent took away my 3rd mana. At some point I considered the basic mountain in this deck. But yeah, I felt like the deck had so many blue costed things and Grove of the Burn Willows that it wasn't worth it. But yeah, against Grixis Delver, maybe I should put the mountain in the sideboard or something, or I should just put it in the main deck and board it out in some matchups where they don't play Wasteland. If I fetch, I'm weak to Stifle. If I play Volk, he may end of turn Wasteland me. And in that case, I think I want to end of turn click, like end of my own turn. But he did not. So yeah, just because of Gurmak Angler, I want to play it this early. Like normally, I like playing it end of turn against any non-combo deck, because I can't currently deal with a Gurmak Angler. So they do have something they want to protect. Yeah, I think Grixis Delver is a very difficult matchup. Like, yeah, they waste me, then they play Angler, and there's not much I can do. Huh. Turns out that they don't have Angler yet. So that's fine. I have a feeling they have cards like Stifle though, if they're not playing creatures. And if I'm gonna fetch here, I have a feeling they're gonna Stifle it. But I need to start putting things onto the battlefield. Like, I mean, I need to start killing these things. And I need to get to a second red for my Bedlam Reveler. So I think next update I should definitely put a basic mountain and like 4 Scalding Tarns instead of, like, I don't know, I think I'm playing 2 Scalding Tarns right now. I think while my opponent is playing, I'm gonna add those cards. Mountain, yes. Maybe to the sideboard over Sylvan Library, I'm not sure. And some Scalding Tarns. I want out the number 2/4. He did reveal a bolt earlier, so I'm not going to block here. Yes, finally a red source. So I need to try it here and now before his Death Right untaps. Okay, if he does not find the wasteland for my growth, I may be back in the game. Okay, it's the same bolt that he revealed earlier, maybe. And the problem I have with basic mountain is, of course, like especially like counter spell. Like you can cast Jace and click even with like a basic mountain play, because you don't want to cast him turn 2, but especially counterspell or snap counterspell is very blue intensive. So I'll play another thing in the ice. I don't get to keep Hydroblast open, sadly enough. But I need to keep the growth open for upkeep, return Punishing Fire. So I'm taking 9 damage of the bolts and the Insectile Aberration. That's a lot. This will mean any Snapcaster or what's it called, Fork Bolt or something is deadly. Oh, I could just have Snapcaster Pyroblasted. I totally overlooked that one. So here I think I want to upkeep kill it. And then I have Hydroblast open, and next turn I can then Snapcaster Hydroblast in case he plays another bolt. Bolt target me. Sure, the first one is okay. Spell Pierce means I can't counter the bolt. And if he has a daze as well, I'm dead. So if he has a daze and bolt, okay, he did have exactly the cards he needed, so that's unless he like revealed the same bolt twice, I'm not sure. I think it was a double bolt, yeah. Okay, lost 2 days. Should have just Snapcaster Hydroblasted maybe when I could. So the problematic cards were Stifle, Wasteland and Gormak Angler. So maybe a second Vapor Snag is better than the Submerge. Not entirely sure. Then maybe the Mountains and the Scalding Tarn. Mountains, Scalding Tarns, and then I want to cut some Misty Rainforests. And I probably don't need a Tropical Island. Because still from library I won't bring in against Wasteland decks on general anyway. An Flashback Ancient Grudge against Death and Taxes is nice, but Tropical won't really survive long against them anyway. And I cut the Submerge. Yeah, I think that's a good start for now. And this hand is okay. It's not great. I'm not going to play around days here with my bolt. Because I have a Punching Fire as well. So yeah, this deck has 60 cards, 15 sideboard cards. I think that's sufficient for now. That one sucks. In my new version this would have been a mountain, then I could turn one Mountain Bolt. Which seems a lot better than exposing my growth this early. Sure. Top deck Volcanic. Almost. I think because they didn't daze my turn 1 play, I'm going to not play run days here either. Like the previous game showed me, like I took 3 damage from Delver that I wouldn't need to have taken, and I could probably have stabilized if I had one more turn. So Okay. With one card in hand, if I draw one more land, I'm likely to resolve this chase to bounce it. So I'm not gonna block here yet, obviously. Top deck land. No. But to get some counters of this, I may just end of turn punishing fire for random value, or just spell pierce anything that I can. If I'm not finding the mana for chase, I may be in trouble. So I need to start a flipping thing. Okay. This kind of loses to Stifle. But I'm not afraid of days because of my second chase here. I am, however, afraid of dazing this, attacking and bolting me, because that would put me down to 1 life, and then I'm very weak to any top decks. Oh yeah, of course he can kill the chase this way. That makes sense. Then I punish his Snapcaster. And he just wasted 8 damage on not killing me while I'm at 9. So I can't really complain about that. Especially because I have another chase. I think I need to see whether Delver flips before I decide which one I want to be killing. Spell Pierce, yes, I do want to play around it. It also means I have to be careful with my Jace from now on, because he also has the... Because he also, like, he can pay for my Spell Pierce in response. And he still has the Gurmag that I will need to bounce at some point. Oh, is Gurmag only 7? I thought it was 8. Okay. And I can bring online my chase. All I need is to top deck a land. So I can also Punishing Fire the Angler. But I did not. So I'm gonna ponder first. I think I can't afford to take a hit of the Angler. I have enough burn spells. I can maybe use the counter spell next turn if he hasn't replayed Angler yet. Sorry, Chase, you're going to die again. But yeah, with Bolt I'm punishing fire, I can actually kill the Gurmak afterwards. So that's it's kind of okay. So I don't want a Bedlam Reveler here yet. No, I need to wait until I'm sure he can't Angler this turn. Because if I punish and then counter spell, he can Spell Pierce and maybe have a Daze Up as well. So he can play Fetch Land, then he has 6 mana. Okay, I think it's safe. Oh yeah, actually he will have the Snapcaster in the graveyard. So that's my reasoning didn't make any sense. But I can potentially Spell Pierce his Spell Pierce if I really have to. Because it's not going to be useful at this point anymore anyway. So wait, if I Spell Pierce now, he can't play Angler. I think I want to do that. Do I? Then he will still have 3 cards in the graveyard. 5. Yeah, I think I want to Spell Pierce here. At least it will prevent my opponent from doing anything else. And punishing fire gives me enough card advantage to not really care that much. Actually, I think I can let it survive and try to bolt it. Bolt and then punishing fire. Because then I can keep my counterspell for something more important. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna counterspell it because I need to start. Like I want to start getting my Bedlam Reveler online. That means I probably want to be throwing my burn spells away now, so I don't need to discard them to my Reveler. Actually, this one did not deal any damage, so that was useless. Whatever. I think drawing Force of Will won't really do anything. Let's see, Reveler is going to cost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Reveler is going to cost 2. It's going to draw Force of Will, but I only have 4 lands. So that's not good enough. I think I don't play Punishing Fire here for the extra damage, because I may want 4 mana up for like Snapcaster Counterspell. or Thing in the Ice counterspell. He still has Spell Pierce, so I don't think I can cast my Thing in the Ice yet, to prevent my counterspell from being spell pierced. Delver of Secrets dies to P-Fire, that's fine. So let's see, Thing in the Ice, then P-Fire your Delver, get some triggers. And I still have enough mana to counter something through Spell Pierce. Opponent concedes. That was game 1. Okay. I want to snag when I return. Probably on the draw, Blood Moon is a bit slow against the Delver deck. But it could be a good late game play, so I'm gonna put these in a separate pile for now. Probably not the second counter spell. I think the Ice is not the best here. I don't even remember how I boarded previously. Probably cut like some Force of Will. Probably on the draw, Blood Moon is too slow. I might bring it in on the play. They're probably bringing in Surgical, so on the draw maybe Punching Fire is too slow as well to play it on turn 2, only to get it dazed and Surgical. Yeah, I think I like something like this. Like if they did not have Angler, I would have cut a Jace because it's really slow. This hand seems solid against any creature plan. And it even has like an uncounterable spell. I don't remember him being on Stifle or not, so for now I'm gonna play around it, pretending I saw it game 1. Ooh, opponent is screwed. Did they mulligan? Yeah, mulligan to 6, sure. Things I don't want yet. I think I'm not gonna shuffle here. Or maybe I'm gonna fetch in my own upkeep. So I have a Flusterstorm against Stifle. I think I want all of these though. So I maybe Thing is slow, but he has a slow start. Vapor Snag is only good in late game because it's card disadvantage unless you bounce like a Gurmag. So yeah, I think I'm not gonna shuffle yet. And draw the Snapcaster. And now I want to shuffle on my opponent's turn. And I don't mind trading a Flusterstorm for a Stifle, if that's what he wants to be doing. But I also don't mind Frozen Storming any cantrip he plays. So. I think I need to start attacking as long as my opponent is screwed. So, but I don't want to trade my Fluster Storm for a Spell Snare. I want to keep it for his cantrips. Like that one. Maybe that's a bit too many engineered explosives to be useful. I could have put one on one, just so pardon me, so I won't have to spend the mana next turn in case he plays a creature. Pardon me. But whatever. He's actually getting really close to Gurmak mana, so maybe I should have kept the Flusterstorm. The Vapor Snag. He only needs 2 on tap and have 1 more card in the graveyard. And I want to start flipping my Titi. And I have enough burn spells anyway, so I'm going to start burning him. Sure. Snapcaster Flusterstorm, Snapcaster Brainstorm. Yeah, if he goes Angler, I'll probably go Snapcaster Brainstorm. Because I also need the second red if I ever want to bolt the Angler. Not what I want, but at least the probe will show me whether it's safe to double bolt the Angler or not. Okay, opponent has BS, Edict, Bolt and Dismember. So I can double bolt the Angler and play EE on 1 here. I mean, I could have attacked and let him block to save a bolt. Maybe that would have been smarter. Then I could even have used the bolt on Deathrite. And because he has like 2 removal spells, so the Snapcaster would be dead anyway. Brainstorm. Bolt my Snapcaster, sure. I think I don't need to use my brainstorm yet. Like, I first see what happens if I blow this. Okay, I probably blow it up as well. I'm not sure which one I want to use here. Probably engineer explosives. And I can afford to take 1 damage, so I'm gonna keep the engineered explosives to prevent him from casting like a death rite or something. Here I drew a fetch land, so it seems safe to cast my brainstorm. But I think I need to kill this Delver first, because I don't want to waste my Pyroblasts on killing it, because I am like 1 mana short of blowing EE and playing Jace. Here I'm gonna do the same as before. Just take 1 damage to make sure my opponent doesn't play anything else in his turn. Jace with Pyroblasts backup against his counters. Oh, my opponent must really be drawing blanks. Oh yeah, he has Edict, Dismember, probably just a whole bunch of removal spells that do nothing. So like maybe there isn't even a reason to play out my thing in the ice next turn. Snapcaster. Probably want to kill this, like counter this. Even though it wouldn't be able to kill my Jace, but it's still annoying enough. Angler, sure. Oh yeah, if it had, if the Snapcaster had attacked Jace, I would have to kill Gurmag. Like I would have to kill Jace to bounce Gurmag. Now all I need is for my opponent's Delver not to flip. Because my top card was like a fetch land or something useless. And I can even like Flusterstorm their Edict to get some counters off. So Edict is gone. We only know about his Dismember. See, put back. Probably want to put that one back as well. He may have a surgical, for my Punishing Fire, but at least I will have had a Delver. So I think I want to do this in my turn. And he seems, maybe he's not auto-yielding, I don't know. I think it doesn't really matter when I do it. And if they tap out, I will Punishing Fire end of turn, so I can flip it. But if they keep mana open for Dismember, I think we just take it very easy until we find a protection spell. What's that? Oh, Dismember. I could Punishing Fire it. I could Punishing Fire him twice to bounce the Titi, but yeah, like at first I think I would need to click him to make sure he does not have Surgical, use up 3 mana, then I can Punishing Fire return, Punishing Fire flip it to counter the Dismember. But my opponent conceded before I could do so. And then I would bounce my click again to hand, so I didn't even lose the usefulness of my click for the rest of the game. Like all the click would do would be 3 mana, check for Surgical Extraction. So yeah, that was some nice interaction. Like he definitely should have Dismembered end of turn if he wanted to prevent me from flipping. "42 AD is a Storm player. I would like to play first. And this hand is okay against Storm. I mean, at least Ponder is okay, Spell Pierce is okay. I will be assuming he won't kill me turn 1, so I'm not gonna keep open the Spell Pierce. Just gonna Ponder to find something that to actually win me the game. And my opponent asks what my score is. To be honest, I don't remember. I think I'm 2-1. Probably my opponent is 4-0 and they want me to concede to get a 5-0. Still gonna fetch a basic because I've got plenty of red sources and you never know if they change the deck into something that plays Blood Moon or Wasteland. Ooh. I do want Brainstorm and Flusterstorm, but I don't want them to probe and see. So I think I have to draw deck Fade on this turn. So they won't be able to take these cards out of my hand. I think Flusterstorm, Brainstorm, deck Faden. And the Flusterstorm will be protected as long as possible. And they would need like a turn 2 kill to play around the Flusterstorm that they don't know. Like, then they have, like if they turn 1 take the Spell Pierce, turn 2 take the Brainstorm. Like, I mean, or win while I draw the Brainstorm, that would suck. I think I have to play I think this is the better play. Okay, yeah, now I think my line was better because now I can keep Spell Pierce open, and if they just play a discard spell, they probably won't kill me in the same turn, and then I can top deck the Flusterstorm without them knowing about it. Or I can even brainstorm both of my counter spells to the top. Yeah, my opponent says like they just wanted to know what the stakes are. They're probably four. They're probably 4-1, 4-0, and so if we win, they might ask us to concede. Because we don't have a clock, I could see bolting them, but it gives us one less card to put back with Brainstorm. So I think I can wait a turn. But here I need to do something because I really want to have a second blue source. But I don't want to risk tapping out my, I don't want to risk not drawing a blue card, a blue land, and then them having a free pass at killing me. I think I can wait one more turn here. And I can make my Flusterstorm bigger by casting a Punishing Fire first, or something like that. End step. Does it make a difference? I think bolting makes more of a difference than punishing firing. Perfect. I want to wait one more turn with deck fade and to be sure I have like the option of keeping open 2 counter spells. At this point, Brainstorm is kind of dangerous because it will usually draw 3 cards and put away cards they don't want to combo. So I'm just going to play really risky and Flusterstorm it. Because it's basically Ancestral Recall. Like normally you want to counter the cards they draw with Brainstorm, but I think this is their combo turn. So I want to delay their combo turn by 1. And I still have Spell Pierce, of course, otherwise I wouldn't be doing it. And maybe by doing this play, they will think I don't have any more disruption. Or they may think this is very aggressive and like wait one more turn. And of course maybe they already had everything they needed in hand and I just like threw away my counterspell. That's equally possible. They want to get... Like I'm not gonna counter this one yet. Because I think I have one more turn. Although of course Spell Pierce will be weak against their Dark Ritual next turn. So that may have been a mistake. Maybe I should have countered the Infernal Tutor. So they play Dark Ritual, I play Counterspell, most likely. This is kind of infighting. Maybe it's the last time my Spell Pierce will be good enough. So I think I'm going to risk it. So at least he doesn't have the black mana to play Dark Ritual and pay for it. And it is kind of risky, but I think I like to use my fetch land. But I think I want to get his life down as much as possible here. Ooh. This one probably means... I don't know if it means I wanna... Yeah, I think I still want to start going online with the thing in the ice. Because I can remove one counter end of turn. Like, even though it will mean I lose my second counter spell. It looks like it may screw him on black mana. Possibly. And of course it may just be a bait. And I will have Hardcast Force mana open now. So we have been pretty lucky with the way things worked out. I think I need to hardcast this force here. He may just be baiting me, but I think I mostly just have to stay alive for now. I don't think I gain anything from playing a second one. I can, however, play one. I can attack for 7. I think that's reasonable enough. I think I don't win anything from trying to bluff having a counterspell here. And I'm very likely dead here. And at least he won't be able to ad nauseam. And he'll be on a 1-turn clock. I mean 2-turn clock, but after I attack. Okay, opponent is going for it. Probably dead. Yeah, they're therapying me, so that means they will know that I have nothing. And then they are likely to kill me. That's a pity. I think we were really close. I mean, we were obviously really close. Lost in Flames, get some rituals, tutors, tendrils. Yeah. dead. So I think we want to Pyroblast just some random cantrips in the early game. I'm not sure about Hydroblasts. This could be okay against goblins. This is, I call them the maybe pile. Surgical, I don't know if I want 3 of them. I probably want some number. And I probably want to cut some of the bolts. Not all of them, because yeah, like I still need to, like, bolt might present like a decent clock at some point. I mean, just like we won with our opponent at 5 life, so without the punishing fires that wouldn't have worked. I think this is not a matchup for Bedlam Reveler, because I want to keep my cards in hand at all times. I think I may cut the Grove if I cut some punishing fires. And I think Hydroblast is the weakest, like it can only reliably take Past in Flames, or like counter 1 copy of Empty the Warrens, so that's not worth it. Yes, we'll start first. This hand, like Force of Will is not gonna win us the game yet. Like it's not like Force is an auto win against Storm, because they will play around it, but like Ponder is the main reason to keep this hand. So I think I want to draw them like this. My opponent, if they therapy me for Force, trying to go off next turn, then I will have another Force as a surprise. I'm sad though that I won't be drawing the counter spell, so maybe I should have drawn counter spell this turn. I think I need to develop my mana, so I can't afford not to fetch and like be stuck on 2 mana for a few turns. And then I prefer playing Sylvan Library first. Like this presents a clock, but the library will mean that I can potentially keep drawing into more counter spells every turn. Like if they win next turn through 2 Force of Wills, they are like Storm Gods. So I don't think I should play around that. And I prefer Snapcaster here, so I will pitch the 2 Thing in the Ices to my forces. Abrupt Decay, sure. That's not really bad, actually. I can Snapcaster Ponder or Thing in the Ice. I think I'm gonna start with Thing in the Ice to present a threat. And then my Snapcaster Ponder will be more valuable with the trigger. Of course, I would like to find another blue card to pitch a Force of Will, or like a Flusterstorm, Spell Pierce, Spell Snare, ideally. Ooh, okay. That's interesting. I think now our opponent is favored because we don't have the second Force of Will available. This could be a bait. Like, I felt like forcing it could have been worth it, but like if I had the second blue card, like the fourth blue, like an additional blue card, I might have forced it. But I don't want to throw away my only protection at this point yet. Our opponent is thinking. So that means they have everything probably to win, but they need to find a way to play around our Force of Will. Probably trying to make us counter the wrong spell and then win through it. Ooh, therapy. Very bad. I need to counter, because at least if they don't win this turn, then I can top deck another blue card for my Force of Will. But things don't look too great here. Yep, looks pretty bad. I think they need to go over ad nauseam here, because they don't have enough mana to oh, wait, they discarded Past in Flames. Yeah, then they do have enough mana. Okay. That's yeah, I didn't see the Past in Flames being discarded. No, I'm definitely losing. Extirpating the Force of Will. Yeah, sure. Unless they click the wrong card, but that's not. That shouldn't be happening. I would have drawn Jace, which would have brainstormed into Surgical. Yeah, I think we had a possibility there if we survived one more turn. And the last match of tonight, we will play against Zam, who plays like anything from aggro loam to 4-color control, I think. So I think I want to keep him scry to an island and then lose to not drawing one. So yeah, this was a risky play. That's right, sure. I will bolt it, even though he might have days. I think I'm fighting over this, because I need to slow him down as much as possible, and I need, like, I can't afford to. Oh, that's grand. Like, I really don't want him to start exiling things from my graveyard if Bedlam Reveler is my only threat. Like Faden will mean if I play it next turn I have to discard my Bedlam Reveler. Actually no, I can discard the cards I draw. So I think I want to keep the deck. Okay, now I'm not so sure anymore. In the face of Wasteland. Oh wait, did I... Oh, I bottom deck Faden, okay. That makes me more happy already. I'm not so happy that my opponent has 6 cards and I only have 2. That's... Revealing Fatal Push. That's fine. It looks like... Oh, him to Turak. Sure. At least we get a target for a Spell Snare. Which was otherwise not very likely in this deck, like in the Delver deck. So I don't want to shuffle Snapcaster yet, obviously. So I can Snap Bolt, like, and if he stifles me I still have Spell Pierce. Like if he stifles the fetch land. I'm only gonna fetch if he wastes me, and that seems to be kind of likely. Because then Snapcaster will be too slow. Sure. And all of these are good cards. Shuffle your library, no. I think I want to bolt here, although it is kind of dangerous against Daze. But I don't want him to untap and have Spell Pierce up. Like, I'm giving him more options by untapping. Punishing Fire is nice. I really want to find another red source. And I don't want to be dead to a Wasteland either. So, do I want to keep Spell Pierce up or Brainstorm, hope to find... I think I'm gonna Brainstorm, hope to find another land. Spell Pierce won't do enough against some of his deck's options. Did have a Daze. Or he just drew one. That's... Okay, we are screwed. I should probably not have thrown the Brainstorm yet. This is also weak to any kind of disruption. But yeah, again, like I have to start getting ahead a bit. Like I can't afford to wait any amount of time with casting this. Hmm. So I have to be careful with Snapcaster because he's probably gonna end of turn Exile Bolt, and then maybe untap Exile Bolt, and then I won't have an out to. Like I won't be able to bolt his Snapcaster anymore. So I hope he's not smart and does not Exile Bolt yet. But he is smart. Which I think means that I have to Snapcaster Ponder now. Wait, did I play a land this turn? Yeah. Well, at least I'm gonna... If I can resolve a chase... I may be in an okay position, like he's gonna drain me 2 more, and then if he has no disruption for the chase, I can start coming back. But it's unlikely. I haven't seen any Force of Will yet, so his deck should be full of those. Or I could play Bedlam Reveler, but I don't have red mana available anymore to draw out to Deathrite. So I think I can wait a turn with Bedlam. Okay. No more Bedlam. That's unfortunate. I think I can afford to brainstorm one turn before bouncing the Deathrite. Perfect. So I need EE a Volcanic. I mean, I didn't need a Volcanic, but at least this was safe against the Spell Pierce. So I can afford to wait a bit longer with my other creatures. Like if this was a deck with bolts in it, I would have been dead quite a while ago. P-Fire is strong. I think P-Fire and Thing in the Eyes are strongest here. And I don't want him to hardcast Force of Will, so I'm not gonna let him untap. Fair enough. Maybe there's another decay in hand. Okay, that means I want to draw step, click him. He's probably gonna use a decaying response. That's fine with me. Just trying to run him out of cards. Like Fane is kind of sweet here. I'm gonna start my punching fire engine. And I think I want to draw step, click again, just to be sure. Even though, like, without direct damage, these planeswalkers probably cover any base, any of my bases. Fluster Storm is kind of lackluster here. I think I haven't activated Chase yet. Right, okay. So that's... yeah, I think with these cards, my opponent is likely to still win this game. Liliana is annoying. I think I'm gonna counterspell it just because I can. Okay, I could punching fire it, but I would lose my click and I would waste a lot of time. I would waste a lot of time trying to win. Discard me some P-Fires. I don't need Brainstorm when I have this many things for card selection. And I have like Force of Will and Snapcaster counterspell, I think. I just have to make sure I don't tap out at the wrong moment. But I'm because of not seeing any red mana, I am kind of confident that my opponent is not going to be able to kill me in response to anything I do. I think I have enough advantage already, so I'm just going to make an emblem. I also only have 14 cards left in my deck, so I need to be careful with not decking myself. because now I only have 12 more cards in my deck. And that's a real risk in this deck, killing yourself. Was another reason to counter the Liliana. Like, I have to hurry up because already a bunch of my thing in the ices have been countered. Tarmogoyf, do I care? I guess I care enough. I care enough to counter it because I have a second force. Or like Snapcaster Counterspell. True name is annoying. Snapcaster Counterspell plays into Daze or Spell Pierce. So I'm gonna play it very safe. And my opponent is dead to Bolt. Should be dead to Bolt. If he does not decay the click. I guess I can safely brainstorm first. Yeah, this is of course a problem of the deck. Like I spent 5 more minutes than him in this game. Submerge is good against Goyf. EE is good against Goyf. Blood Moon is probably good against any bug colored deck. I don't want to force too much. Yeah, like all these cards are good, like in the grindy matchups. Vapor Snag, I'm not convinced it will be good here. Titi is not so great against Fatal, against what's it called? Abrupt Decay, so I may cut one. Planeswalkers are more reliable way of winning. Maybe Counterspell is not great against Abrupt Decay decks on the draw, because of being kind of slow. But Click is nice to grab like a Liliana, like to lure a Liliana. He has Death Rights and probably Surgicals as well. So I think I can cut the Punishing Fire to reduce the risk of, to reduce the damage. This hand does not really anything. This does a lot more. And his Blood Moon is very likely to get either countered or taken away by a Hymn to Turek. But that's fine with me. I think on the play I want to board in the second Blood Moon, but on the draw could be too slow against a turn 1 Delver or turn 2 Tarmogoyf. That's also fine. Did he take 2 lands? Yeah, he did. So sure, there is one more land on top. I think he does not play Stifle. So I think I have to be more careful of Wasteland than of Stifle here. Hymn to Turek. Annoying. Very annoying. think I can safely fetch for a volcanic here. Yeah, this again is a matchup where I may want a basic mountain instead as a fetchable land. Here I can either Snapcaster Bolt or Snapcaster Ponder. I think Snapcaster Ponder is better here because of I need to fix my draws against all these Hymn to Thorax. Spell Snare, I think all of these come a bit too late. Like if he resolves a Goyf now, I don't want to have any of these cards. So I'm gonna shuffle and hope for something better. That's something better-ish. Although again not great against Abrupt Decay. Oh damn you, True Name. I should perhaps have brought in my Pyroblasts, because he did show me the True Name game 1. I think I did board in my Engineered Explosives, so I boarded in the second one, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's time these ridiculous cards, we get rid of it. Is he attacking deck Faden? Sure. Ooh. Life from the Loam is problematic. Goyf is problematic. Say discard P-Fire. I think Sudden Shock isn't gonna do enough anymore. So my best chance is bouncing everything. But getting all my lands wastelanded will probably cost me the game. Actually, that's why Blood Moon would be even better, like against this engine. So yeah, I think I can concede here to save some time. I want, not sure I want more forces. I definitely want more Blood Moon and more some number of Pyroblasts. Maybe on the play Counterspell is stronger again than Force of Will. Maybe because of True Name and Tarmogoyf, Thing in the Ice is better than I thought. Deck Faden can be decayed, so I'm gonna... And Pierce is not... I mean, it's good against Liliana, but... And against him... So maybe I should have left it in over Flusterstorm. Yeah. This hand is acceptable. Yeah, against these bug decks, it's often like you're almost losing on board, then you resolve a Blood Moon, and then you win the game. Usually it's like resolve Thing in the Ice, resolve Blood Moon, and then flip Thing in the Ice to bounce their Tarmogoyfs. That's the best game plan here. But I admit it's not that great. I probably don't want to jam Blood Moon just yet. The counterspell looks appealing, but then I can't Punching Fire to Death, right? Thing in the Ice looks okay, Bedlam looks okay, Brainstorm is good. Maybe Pyroblast. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave Death Right alive for now. So I want to fetch to get a fourth, to be able to draw a fourth land for Blood Moon plus Pyroblast as a protection. But I'm gonna play the Volcanic here to descend to, like, because if I only have one red source, he's more incentivized to play a Wasteland on me, because he may think he may color screw me. He's also less likely to think of Blood Moon yet when I only have one blue source. Well, if I'm like very basics heavy. He needs a green mana. Silver Library. No, please. I don't want that. So I think I just have to go for the Blood Moon here. Like, because he can't float Abrupt Decay mana at this point, so he needs to have like double counter spell to get through my Pyroblasts. Okay. He will have one more colored mana of his Death Right. And let's see what he's gonna do with it. That's definitely one of the better things. I think the Ice plus Punishing Fire Death Right. Then I probably can assemble enough counters to... Oh, wait, I don't know why I put away my Punishing Fire. That was not my plan. Let's say he may have something to give it minus. Actually, he does not have any colored mana, and with Dismember he would already have killed it. Let's see, he cannot play an instant. I mean, he can't play an instant to grow the Tarmogoyf, so I think I can safely block here. But it is kind of risky. I mean, not risky, but he seems to be pretending he has something. See, Bedlam will cost 3 mana. I think in the Ice Will Coast. Will cost 3, thing yes, so that's the. Yeah, this should be. This should do it. I can cast 2 Punishing Fires and a Ponder with my mana. So I can flip both of them and attack for like a lot. I hope my opponent does not concede because I wanna have it all. Punishing Fire you. Punishing Fire you. Attack for 21. And Horror Army for the win. Got ourselves a treasure chest and back our 12 ticks. Okay, that was fun. And I think there was a potential to win more. So I will try it with an updated mana base next time. Like I said, the Scalding Tarns and the basic mountain. And maybe with the additional Vapor Snag. Alright, see you tomorrow maybe.